Paul Biya has all these appointed half-baked agents who go into the territory. None of them is elected. They act like colonial masters, like Weber said.
Does the president of this country know that the governors and the DOs and all the administrators we have sent to West Cameroon are out there behaving exactly like an army of occupation?
And a good example just happened recently with the governor of the Southwest Province.
The 20th May this day, all the chiefs will march with a pancart indicating their village and their population follow behind. If that is not the case, it means those chiefs don't exist. And if you don't exist as a body, as a village, you should not be called village and counted among the village. I said it some 2 or 3 years ago. The chief refused to do it because there were still volunteers chiefs. But today, you know that the voluntariat is finished. Tradition is there, but you are tied to the state with an obligation. And chief, you don't know. I don't want to disclose it here, but we understand each other. If you fail to do what I am instructing, you will see 30 days after the consequences of that disobedience.
Let's take that particular situation because it just happened, and when I looked at it, I'm like, man, these people are not learning anything.
Especially that gentleman, if I will call him a gentleman, they don't learn anything. But the sad part of it is that he was able to speak with that kind of an authority because he knows exactly where he has gotten these chiefs.
Yes.
If so, they say somebody who know. If I know where you sleep and put your head, I can, I can do or say anything with you.
Yes.
His arrogance and all what he demonstrated in that piece of video that all of us watched, it's not a surprise because that is how those people are. But the greatest challenge for us, or what was exposed in that arrogance, was that relationship between the chiefs he was referring to and the administration. Don't get me wrong, in their setup, the chiefs are local administrators, and I don't know, did you get some kind of benefits from La Republique and things like that, right?
Well, I think he said that he had ordered the chiefs to do that in the past and they didn't come, but that at that time they were free agents and now they are agents of the state.
Yeah, which means that there is something, and he said he didn't want to discuss it, but they know what he was saying.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are his words. So there is some kind of a backdoor relationship.
Backdoor agreement.
Yes. That has been going on between them and the chiefs. And I don't know what Von Mukete will do now. Maybe we'll see a 100-year-old man parading with his cane and holding a placard and going through the march past for Bilai, whatever his name is. So, and these are the things that we have said all along in this struggle. We have at any single time that you, as a representative of the people, do not stand with the people. When you don't stand with the people and you decide to serve the devil, that is what the devil can do to you.
Yes.
The devil has no shame, and they will come at any time. Remember, we have talked about Mephistopheles selling his soul to the devil.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
This is it. This is a clear textbook example of what we have been saying. So now the chiefs now have to. That day of reckoning has come. You know,
Let me ask you: do you think the chiefs, because they have an agreement, they go? Do you think the villagers are going to follow? In fact, are there any villagers to follow now that they've burned all the villages?
That is a question, because he does not even know. He can't even answer that question for himself. You know, you have to also know that these guys, what they are doing is that they are desperate to show that they have some kind of control over the situation. So whether he believes in what he is saying or not, whether he believes that it is going to happen or not, but he has to do something to show his
colonial master.
His colonial master, not his colonial master, his boss, because he's a colonial. He's a
colonial administrator.
Yeah.
Who has a kingpin in Paubia, and I call him kingpin because he has a drug that he takes from the French in order to spread, and that drug is dictatorship, fascism.
Yeah. So he has to be able to do that, either just to prove that he's trying to do something to accomplish something in order to please his masters. So I don't really believe that he believes in anything that he's saying. But the takeaway from it is that humiliation that comes to the chiefs from what he said. That is what I took away from it.
Yes, but another thing that I think what was most what stood out for me was that between 1954 and 1960, the people of Ambazonia elected their officials. They elected, everybody has authority to tell them what to do because they control their government. But this is a government that came in to control the people. You understand? And that is why you see them disperse villages, murder people carelessly, and there are no consequences because they have a license to kill. And they have that license not from the people, but from external forces. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he can sit there. And so I looked at the contrast, and I can say that these are people who find themselves in a very difficult position right now because the whole international, and we will talk more about this, the whole international community is coming down on them because the way they got away with this in the past was to control information, control borders, shut down everybody, and acted like a communist dictator somewhere. You understand? But they have been revealed. The whole world have seen how they operate as though we're in the 17th century. And then instead of managing that situation, you know what I'm saying? In the 21st century, the idiot come and sit there and say, all the chiefs are going to make a placard, they're going to come, they're going to march with their villagers behind them, or they will see, isn't it? And all they're doing, they're giving reason why Ambazonia will not take it.
If this is what you show us after 55 years, then those who are saying that we should break Cameroon are right. They are correct. The people of West Cameroon cannot be your slaves.
That's the reason why we revolted, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's...
Because the people who are coming... One of the things that you always remember, Pa, is that La République, like we have always said, did not... The only contact that La République came in contact with us came from the international community. The British invited the president of La République and say, take over this land, they are expendable, so you can have it. You know what I'm saying? So international community gave it to them, and now they are telling them. And our complaint right now is that we were not a gift for any international community to give to anybody, and so we will own our people ourselves now. And instead of them proving to the international community that, you know, this gift that you gave to us, we took good care of it, they're acting more like buffoons and making our case for us. Anything else you want to add to that part?
No, I mean, you have just nailed it. There is actually no argument that they can make. You know, it is like you catch somebody, as they say, they catch you with your hand in the pot soup.
Yes.
And there is really no argument that they can make. So the only tool that they have is to be able to bully us, hoping that when they bully us like that governor was doing, they will be able to succumb. So he can come and make all those threats and be vile and arrogant about it. with the hope that somehow maybe some chiefs would succumb to those threats and do what he wants. So that is the only thing they have, because the idea that we have in our mind that we are going to be a free people, free from La Republique and free from the gimmicks of the international community, it is there, it has come to stay, it has been revived.
No, it's come to stay. I agree with you. But here's another thing I want to say. You know, when you start talking about because what we discuss is the system, because that was just a little. It's a system that comes in and imposes. It thinks that it owns us. You know, when I watched that man sitting there giving the orders, he became so small. You know what I'm saying? Because basically he I don't know, even if the French gave you such a poor education because they decide what you learn, somehow you have your native thinking, and that native thinking should tell you that to disrespect your own type, your own person, you are disrespecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you will not remain a governor all your life. Your nephews, your cousins, your uncles, your extended family are not governors. So that is how some other governor is treating them. Somehow it has to come to you that it is not right to do that. Because in our traditional societies, you don't order funds like that. You don't order chiefs. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some respect somewhere.